Hi there, this is my final culmination project based on the movie Up. Following the theme of adventure is out there. My final concept was a children's museum installation. So, a little bit about the concept. You can view the clip that inspired this idea by clicking the link here. Um, First things first, some of the meaningful themes that I decided to build this project on were childlike wonder, adventure, exploration. A lot of this movie is based on the idea of kind of the old dog learning a new trick, and that is that he is finding the inner spirit of adventure within himself. This is heavily based upon the love that he had for his wife. If you've seen the movie Up, you know what I'm talking about. The first few minutes are so hard to get through just because they're so emotional, and so I felt like I really needed to connect to this sense of childlike wonder and adventure. One of the taglines from the film is, "Thanks for the adventure, now go have a new one." So I decided to build letter shapes that appear as though they are floating to mirror the floating house that is carried by balloons throughout the film. To do this, I used paper mache, construction paper, spray paint, wire coat hangers, and some cardboard letter forms. Initially, I had wanted to use modeling clay for the letter forms, but it didn't end up working out. The material was too heavy. The setting for this installation would be at a children's museum. My artist statement is below. I like to source materials that correlate directly to the themes of the concept I am creating. The simple household items used to bring this piece to life connect directly to the messages of imagination and exploration of the self and of the world around us. Through this piece, I hope to encapsulate the wonder and brevity of childhood while maintaining the spirit of lifelong adventure. My development research, I pretty much looked into what my target audience was going to be, and that was children ages 6 to 12. I decided that I needed to use bright colors. I looked into all different sorts of children's museums across the country. Many of them had large blocky letters kind of specifying the play area that the children were going to be utilizing. I also noticed that a lot of the playstations that these museums had were not only fun, but they were also educational. And so I thought it was important that my installation be easy to read and also playful. The installation placement is as critical as the installation itself. A lot of these stations had the titles of the stations hanging from the ceiling, so it was easy to read. It was the first thing you looked at. Often the ceiling was painted a really fun color, so the kids were looking in that direction anyway. And so I kind of decided to use that as my basis of where I would like this concept to be installed. Moving on to my mood board, I used some of the renderings of museums that I found, as well as the concept of the adventure book, which is a major piece throughout the film, balloons and bright colors throughout. And now on to my process. I've included some of my early sketches as well as the beginnings of the paper mache process. I ended up paper macheing 9 balloons of assorted colors and then spray painting them to kind of get that finished glossy look. I did use colored construction paper as well, but I figured with the distance of the installation hanging from the ceiling, the colors really needed to pop. Moving on to the assembly portion, I used a pen to poke a hole in the top of the cardboard letter forms, and then I was able to slide the wire coat hangers through and use that as kind of a holder for the wire coat hanger, which we just untwisted and stuck into the cardboard. And here is the final product. The word adventure with all of the balloons, all different colors of the rainbow, really playing into this idea of childhood and fun. I can't think of a time when I had a balloon and there wasn't a smile on my face, and I really think that was important to capture. And finally, here is a rendering of a children's museum that I found, and I thought that it would be fun to kind of play with the idea of what my installation would look like hanging from the ceiling, and that is posted here. Thanks so much for viewing my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. My name's Erica. Thanks so much.